Alright, yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my Wuthering Waves gamers? So, I initially had a reaction, right? I went again all over all the rewards for the anniversary stuff, and I had it recorded and done. In fact, I had just woken up so I can edit that video and get it out. But in that time, there has actually been a update to what is happening with Wuthering Waves. Actually, 4 a.m. That's about 3 hours ago, give or take. There has been an update for the Wuthering Waves, and how do we say this? Catastrophe? No, not even catastrophe. It's not even like a huge, insane mess up, right? This is just kind of, it was such a lackluster anniversary. I don't know how to feel, if I should be really pissed or if I'm just like, what do I really expect, right? Now, what they're going to do is they are now going to have a login event for 10 Radiant Tide, 10 Forging Tide, and 10 Lustrous Tide. So you get a 10 Permanent Banner, 10 Limited Banner, and 10 Weapon Banner. And I want to know how people really feel about this, right? I don't know if this is something that's enough to get people to not be upset, right? And, oh God, it's because, so this brings up, I would say if you add this, right? If we add this and count it towards all of the rewards that we're getting for this anniversary, I think it would bring it up to a solid 50, right? And 50 free wishes is nothing to really scoff at, right? That's a lot of free wishes that we're getting. And it's just like, I'm trying to put into words how I really feel about this. So here's the thing. It's not so much so that it's not enough rewards that I think is what's really making it lackluster. For me personally, it's just the feeling of how cookie cutter this anniversary really is, right, chat? When we look at everything that this anniversary is, it's like they're giving away free wishes and stuff. They give out a banner, some free, a free flying skin, a free wing skin. That's the word. And the free wing skin, it's just like, do I really want that? Not really. But chat, as someone who is free to play plus, anything free is okay with me, chat. I'm all about it. Anything you can give me for free, I'm gonna take. But the thing that I don't really like about this this anniversary part, when you just cut out the Chacona and Zani part and you just look at what is in the anniversary, I think it's just super mid. This is a very Hoyoverse looking, a Hoyoverse looking anniversary. We get a game with a game board and more banners that we could wish on and then lose a 50-50 on. I'm just not, I don't know, chat. It doesn't do it for me. If I wanted to play a board game, I can go on to Honkai Star Rail right now. They're doing that for their anniversary. I'm assuming, I don't know if Zenless would do that. Zenless actually has an insane amount of, insane amount of detail when it comes to their mini games. So I don't know if they would do a board game. Hopefully not. But like, this feels like a Honkai Star Rail looking anniversary, right? So, and a lot of what has been announced in this anniversary, in my opinion, I feel like this is all the good stuff is not in the anniversary, right? You have the Cyberpunk Edge Runners announcement. That's sick. That's coming in like 15 years. So that doesn't count as part of the anniversary. There is the new skin for Zani and Changli. That's cool. That's not part of the anniversary. That's coming out in 2.4. However, the discount for 300 Asterite, that is part of the anniversary. That is part of the anniversary because it's coming out in 2.3. But, man, if you talk about an incentive for me to spend money, hey, that was, did you say Changli skin? Did you say Changli summer skin? That's all I needed to hear. Does this skin cost $1,000? That's crazy. I'm taking out a loan. I'm going into credit card debt. I don't care. That was all I needed to hear, right? But in terms of just the anniversary itself, even just like if we look towards the update of this update 2.3, what is the biggest change? In my opinion, probably the birthday blessing. That's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that. As someone who has recently said, man, it's kind of weird that they don't do parasocial posts with their characters. Listen, I'm serious. I really want, when I found out that it was Chisha's birthday the other day, I was like, man, where are the posts, dude? I want a Chisha's birthday post. That's my baby girl. That's my everything right there. But, there's birthday blessing. I think this is pretty cool. The update to let's talk about that. The update to the Echo main stat reroll is such, oh God, how do I say this, man? It's not even, I'm just going to say it. It's kind of ass. I really don't care about it. If you're rerolling your main stat, just get in there and farm, bro. You can find these Echoes everywhere. Rerolling a main stat is like, you were almost there. And that's what this anniversary feels like to me. You were almost there, right? They had a ceiling of, like, Hoyoverse anniversaries and what I expect a Wuthering Waves anniversary to be, or a Kuro Games anniversary to be, and they never made it past the Hoyoverse ceiling. They just stayed right there, which is kind of like how I see Kuro Games. Is they like to stay within, they like to see what Hoyoverse does, and they kind of copy them and just improve on what they do. That's kind of all you need to really do as a company like Kuro Games. You just have to watch what Hoyoverse does, watch them mess up, and then be like, hey, we're doing it better. They're just like staying right here with them, right? They're just kind of like, if anyone played football, they're like on the O-line. They're on the defensive line trying to make it past the O-line, but they're not breaking through the line. They're just sitting here and they're just titty dancing with them. They're not really trying to go for the sack on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of staying right here with it. And like if they made a substat reroll, right, and they gave that out, and you could only get it through Pioneer Podcast and all that. The fact that there's just a reroll of main stats, I would probably be pretty okay with it, even if they only gave like 1 or 2 out. I think that would be kind of cool. But rerolling on the main stat, chat, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. One thing that I am worried about, but at the same time not really, is the companion quest. Man, chat, I'm going to be honest with you. Wuthering Waves, in my opinion, can't really do filler patches. Their filler patches have been kind of ass and getting worse, especially after that Phoebe one. That Phoebe one, I don't need to get into it, right? We don't need to get into what the disaster of 2.1, that exploration quest, the fumble of Phoebe as a character. Peeb, the character creation of Phoebe. Peeb has more personality than Phoebe, but I'm actually having hope because of what a masterpiece 2.2 was. That was such an amazing story that I'm actually kind of giving him a little bit of leeway with the Zani quest. I do think it's kind of weird they made her into like Batman, but I'm kind of all for it. Anyone else? Like I thought it was like, oh, Batman, what the hell? Why are they making her like Batman? Like she's like female Deluxe, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to see that. I want to see how she turns into this, where her shirt rips and her tits are all out. And then there's that tomboy, super, mean-looking girl. I love her. Chat, you know me. I love tomboys. So I'm kind of all about it. I'm all about it. The only thing I don't like is the Chikona one. Because I really want to know more about Chikona. She's a quirky little short-haired tomboy. I love her. I love that she's a bard. I love that she makes music. She stole my heart immediately in 2.2. I just kind of wish this wasn't a story event because I don't really read those. They're kind of whatever in my opinion, but I think I will for this one. I have to because I love Chikona. The Fer-de-Lis hologram, they got rid of her cheeks. I don't know, man. I don't want to see her in her granny panties. I want to see her cheeks out. But other than that, optimization features are kind of whatever. The most important thing is they finally caught up to Genshin and putting a no CD on the boss fight. That's pretty cool, which is like the 1 in a million time that they catch up to Genshin. But I will say, I kind of wished that they had made these banners, these anniversary banners, maybe more like a Black Beacon slash PGR banner where they make the rate 70-30. I kind of wish that was a little bit better. You know, even PGR themselves, they do it like 100%, but you have to go to hard pity every time. I don't think I would want that. I think just a chance to get, just a regular chance to get these characters and having it a 70-30. I do like that a lot better than just having 12 banners at once and you still have to roll a 50-50, and they only give us 50 pulls. Now, me personally, I have been saving because I want Zani. So I will be getting Zani, hopefully. If I get lucky, I get Zani. Man, I don't know. Chat, let me know how you guys feel about this anniversary. In my opinion, this is a mid-anniversary, even with the update over here giving us an extra 10 pull. You know, I'm only counting the extra 10 pull because, you know... Oh, actually, no. An extra 10 pull and an extra 10 weapon pull, because I used the weapon pull on the permanent banner. I think that's sick. However, the perma banner one, whatever. I think the limited weapon banner one is probably cooler than the other one. But let me know how you guys feel. You know, I think I was a lot more calmer this time. You should have seen the original one. I was going off. You don't want to see that one. Anyways, chat, comment, like, subscribe, become a member, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.